also misery, it's no mystery. And you and I, we got history, yeah. Wherever love flows, there is also tragedy when we're in too deep. And you and I, we got history, yeah. Go look in the mirror, say, hey, I'm sorry for all the pain. I'm sorry for all the pain. Go look in the mirror, say, hey, I'm sorry for all the pain. I'm sorry for all the pain. Go look in the mirror, say, hey, I'm sorry for all the pain. I'm sorry for all the pain. My love, it grows with the memories like a symphony. And you and I, we got history, yeah. And when you're alone, do you say my name or you say her name? Yeah. My love, it grows with the memories like a symphony. And you and I, we got history, yeah. Wherever love goes, there is also tragedy when we're in too deep. And you and I, we got history, yeah.
I give in to the lesser fight. My body aches to be satisfied. My weakness comes and goes. My weakness comes and goes. I'm reaching out for the easy high. Please fortify this strength of mine. My weakness comes and goes. My weakness comes and goes. satisfied. My weakness comes and goes. Echoes in my soul. Oh, it echoes in my soul. My weakness comes and goes. It goes, it goes. My weakness echoes in my soul. Oh, it echoes in my soul. My weakness comes and goes, it goes, it goes.
Turn toward me and look so weak. I've never seen you with such tired eyes. And everything we said we'd be, we just traded for a suit coat and a tie. And underneath the rows of trees, I will see you where the ocean meets the sky. Under your toes, the fire grows. You are ready for a different kind of life. You're silent for the wind is cold. You must return to the wild. You're silent for the wind is cold. You must return to the wild. Follow me down, there's no one around. Lay back and take your socks and shoes right off. That natural light is so damn polite, can make you feel just like you were young again. Standing underneath the rows of trees, I can see where the ocean meets the sky. Under our clothes, a fire grows. We are ready for this life of running wild. We're running wild. Underneath the rows of trees, I will see you where the ocean meets the sky. Under your toes, the fire grows. You are ready for a different kind of life. Silent for the wind is cold. You must return to the wild. Silent for the wind is cold. You must return to the wild.
What does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Ooh, can we switch up all the rules and imagine a utopia? Darling, I'm just so fed up with these expectations. They keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm gonna live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa, and if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start to see, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10.
Counter-terrorists win. Loot Bet. Made for live betting.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the UCC Summer Smash. It is time for another best of 3 day, and today, of course, it's going to be Avangar facing off Nemiga. My name's Over, of course, joined by Danny, or Sir Danny, if you will, and we'll be having a great deal of fun today as we continue on forward with the playoffs. And Danny, yesterday, I have to admit, comes as a bit of a surprise the way Aristocracy were able to grab their victory, but in the end, they still grabbed it, and, well, we have another elimination day today in front of us.
Yeah, we do have Avangar up against Nemiga. The interesting bit is obviously Avangar have a new player. That's going to be Adrian joining the mix. He has replaced Fitch. And so this is an interesting pickup there from Avangar. If they would have decided to actually go for the Adrian pickup, say, maybe half a year ago, I would say for sure, go for this move. It makes a lot of sense. But after his time in FaZe Clan, I have lost some faith in Adrian, if I'm being honest. I'm not sure. Maybe he can actually recuperate in this lower level of Counter-Strike. We'll see how it goes. This should be quite the interesting best of 3 between the two teams. Of course, we're going to be starting things off here with the lovely map known as Vertigo, which I do believe is the map pick of Nemiga. And then we're going to be heading over to Dust 2, the map pick on Avangar. And a decider, if necessary, is going to be Mirage.
Yeah, Vertigo, our opening map is... It's a bit of a fun time when you see Vertigo as the first map. I have to point out the fact that Vertigo is certainly still going undergoing changes. Most likely we'll see quite a few more coming out within the next few months and such. But yeah, Nemiga, they chose the map. They want to play this, and I've seen them perform on Vertigo before. They looked absolutely amazing. They've got some nice strategies in their up their sleeves, and they have got some nice aces up their sleeves. We're about to find out, though, how the pistol turns, as Avangar will start on their pistol CT side. Keykert, he's got himself an angle on towards A. He's going to be holding from backside tower. And by the looks of it, Nemiga want to be patient about this. The smoke flying in towards Castle. And Adren and Keykert. The lineup is there. MDS, though. Okay. That's a lightning fast peak. That's going to be the first one to fall. And all of a sudden, Nemiga, they've got the man advantage. Although Sanji through tower, he spots one, and quite a few actually still can't do anything. And MDS, another free kill.
A great start here for Nemiga. They've now been able to plant the bomb. All they have to do is just hold onto their current positions, and that's going to be enough. Because Avangar, they're the
Ouch.
ones who have to make the plays, and they're not finding any of the kills right
Oh,
now.
MDS.
MDS with now the fourth one, and possibly the ace. No, James going to get it done. Last player surviving here, but it's not going to matter too much here. Box secures the very last kill, and Nemiga, very clean bomb site take. Basically, they throw down a couple of the smoke grenades. You obviously saw MDS pop off. And in that 5 versus 3 scenario, what can Avangar do? They can obviously attempt to go for the retake, but it's super difficult in that situation.
No chance to really go for it. End of story. It's Vertigo, it's A side, the retake, not impossible. Unfortunately for Avangar, they'll have to go for an eco here. I'm kind of happy not to see a force. Too many times we see force buys and such. Great nade, by the way. Gonna deal quite a little bit of damage on both Shame and Adren. But again, to go back to my earlier point, Nemiga, they've played this map multitude of times. They are very good on it. And Sanji, his crosser is very poorly positioned. That was weird to see. Lollipop.
Inspecting the texture.
Watching the floor. But yeah, Lollipop. He's going to be the first man out through yellow. This engagement is pretty important. If Nemiga are able to keep all 5 players alive, or at least all 3 rifles, then it's good. But if they lose even just a single rifle, that's going to be a great victory by Avangar. And right now, there's the one. It's a good refrag by Robo. Still 2 players defending. Adren through tower, through castle, it's Sanji. And with the USPSs and the silencers, you can have an easy time spraying through not being spotted immediately.
Yeah, that's the great thing about the silencer. I think Adren should have been able to spot out Robo in that position. Of course, Adren being here up at the tower gives him some great visibility on the players. There's some good, actually, damage being dealt on some of these Nemiga individuals. Robo now almost hitting the floor. And at this point, I mean, this is an interesting situation here. Jo going for the hunt here, but he still has to be quite careful here. His teammates at the bomb site are quite low at HP, but it's not going to matter at the whole grand scheme of things. It is going to be a round for Nemiga. They only end up losing one of their individuals, which isn't too bad. But now, the investment here from Avangar. Of course, rifles to work with. The AWP in the hands of Jane, but even though they do have the rifles, their utility is looking very lackluster. Only a couple smoke grenades have been purchased.
Yeah, that is true. Not exactly the best of positions he's in. But we'll see how it plays off. Jame very aggressively towards... Oh boy, Jame. Wow, this is an aggressive stance. This is a hardcore... Oh, Jame, you can't... Okay, thank God he doesn't go far right. That would have been his undoing. And Buster was holding the angle towards the cross at that moment. We could see continuously him being ready for the fight. Luckily, Jame, though, was aware of the fact that if he had pushed any further, he wouldn't have any protection of his teammate. Now, this is the gun round that we're talking about. Adren! Adren! What are you doing? Buster is well pushing, getting caught by MDS. What? Avangar. How the hell does that happen? Box does get taken down to 11, but Adren burning alive. Ouch. Keekert gets a free kill with a pistol even, but it's a 2v4, and James Glass Cannon, of course, it's a James save.
It has to be by this point. If you're Avangar, you need to save your weapons, but that's questionable. Lollipop trying to hunt down the last player. Not gonna work out just yet. Quickert, he is making his way towards the B-bomb side, oddly enough. I would presume he wants to save that AWP and retreat from the bomb side. But it looks like he's just gonna hold his position. But at this point, Nemiga, they've secured themselves the 3rd round, but I'm very surprised that what was Adren doing that position? Maybe he didn't realize he was being consumed by the flames because he thought, I'm on this elevated surface and there's no way in the world the flames will reach you. Well, that's not how Counter-Strike works. The flames will reach you, Adren, and he should have skedaddled his way out of there as soon as the Molotov rained in.
Yeah, I'm kind of confused. The Molotov landed beneath that little box he was trying to stand on, but if it's not high enough, the Molotov will spread on top of it, and that's something pretty much everybody should, or at least are aware of. Now, obviously, mollies are kind of bugged in CS, so there's that. You know, there are a few moments where Molotovs act differently than what they should. But overall, still, Dren, he had more than enough time to run the hell away from there, or at least not get burned down to a crisp. Unfortunately, Avangar, it's an eco round. James has the AWP that was saved up by his teammate previously. But that's all they have, and well, 4-0 Nemiga, off to a perfect start for their T side of Vertigo. I have to admit that Nemiga, they looked shaky in the, I guess you could say, in the last quarter of a year. They had a few poor games, few poor performances, but overall they've risen above everybody else. They've certainly risen to a standard that now they are able to keep up and, you know, be competitive in most of their series. So hopefully they're going to be giving us their best performance, their best capabilities in this series. Otherwise, they will be facing elimination as equally as Avangar. And as equally yesterday, it was, of course, Windstrike that got eliminated.
Yeah, Windstrike took the L yesterday, but for good reason. I mean, they didn't have Edward playing it with them. They had the coach Jonta standing in, which made matters that much harder there for the Windstrike players. However, this is an even playing field. You have Nemiga, proper team, Avangar, who have had decent amount of success in the LAN tournaments of Counter-Strike, as well as online competition. J.O. Good early pickup there on Sanji, and well, the Mac 10 coming into play, that allows you to have that speed to go for the aggressive play. And with Nemiga having the advantage, I think we will see some aggression coming in from Avangar.
And again, the entry for Nemiga. Not a single punishment coming out of Avangar. No refrag, no nothing. They have no map control. They have literally nothing going for themselves. It is starting to turn out to be a pretty one-sided first half so far. And if it continues like this, I could see Nemiga taking this easily, very quickly even. Not to take anything away from Avangar, but they need to grab themselves, I don't know, by the horns and do something. In any case, it's going to be a B play. There's 2 or 3 players on the defense. The tower being set up. Dren, oh, he boosts his Jame. He gets himself a kill. That's going to be 1. Robo down. Back to a 3-on-3 and Box. He's going to burn alive. It's MDS to try and spray down through, of course, through Sandwich. He finds the first in MBK, but it's Keykert that's faster. And it's back to Lollipop, a 1-on-3. Almost an unwinnable scenario.
But he knows where the bomb is planted. That's the important bit. Once he realizes the bomb is being defused, he can then begin to spray wildly through the smoke. Nice attempt. No kill. Gets one of them. There's one player pushing through the smoke, and that's going to be quicker to secure the kill. Plenty of time on a defuse. Actually, I don't know if that's going to be enough. It's going to be quite close here.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be.
It is going to be the round for Avangar. That was a bit too close there. At the very last second, Avangar are able to pull it through. And yeah, with them picking up the very first gun round here, that's great stuff here for Avangar, but they need more. Of course, Vertigo, from what we've seen in competitive play, this seems to be more of a terrorist-sided map. But if you're Avangar, you want to try to acquire as many rounds as possible. Maybe if you end up acquiring something like maybe 6 rounds, 7, that is quite doable. It's still quite hard to say what is enough on the CT side of Vertigo, but for now, Avangar, great stuff.
Enough would be 16-0 or 15-0.
16-0. I mean, that'd be great on any side, on any map.
Well, Keykert certainly wants to grab that tie, if nothing else. He's going to find himself an entry a little bit aggressively through ramp. Luckily, he does not get punished for his aggression. And that's something, you know, that's something that we can see, that you can go aggro not being punished, or at least not being engaged for it. And it's timing, it's the amount of, I guess you could say, the amount of times you abuse that kind of position. If you're overly aggressive continuously, then you will be caught, you will be punished continuously. But if you do it once or twice, or, you know, you play defensively 2 or 3 rounds in a row, then push once, then again, play defensively a few rounds, and then push again. You can time it so that the enemies might not expect it, and so far it looks to work out. Nemiga, it's going to be an A play once more. This time MDS first to lead the charge. There's a few mollies, a few nades being thrown around. Sanji, though, wins the duel against Box. Not even sure it was a duel, more of a spray down. Still going to be a 4-on-3, though, but Adren pushing short. He's not going to prevent the plant, but he still gets the planter. A 5-on-2, not a 1-on-5. And the op in the hands of Robo could change everything, as well as the SG in the hands of J.O. 2 great players playing here. But unfortunately, Robo, he's going to have to say his goodbyes right here, right now. Good night, Robo. Good night, J.O. That shall be 2-4.
And a clean round at that for Avangar. They don't lose a single player. They were able to find that initial pickup, which was great here for the Avangar CT side. And of course, in the post-plant scenario, they were able to overwhelm the ramp defenders relatively easily. And well, the good thing for Nemiga, they still have money in the bank. They can still make the purchase happen here. That's why we get to see the AK-47s being deployed, the one Krieg in the hands of JO. And of course, loads of utility here. JO gonna move on in. There are players right above him on the B side. For now, there's some mid presence coming out from Avangar, and they're being way more proactive on the map. This is great stuff. Now it looks like they have some of that confidence coming in after winning the 2 rounds. So that's why you do have Sanji here towards middle. I think he also has Jame alongside him. So that seems to be a pretty good setup here towards that mid part of the map. One area of weakness might just be the A side. For now, there seems to be only one defender in the form of Quickard, which if it ends up being an A side hit, things could be difficult for Avangar.
Indeed, they could. Double up. Always a problem to deal with. Always a problem to be able to defend the site. The Molotovs will work out now, burning JO alive. Down to 12 he goes. That's a bit of a ballsy move. He's made his way towards Sandwich, though. He might not be expected this close, and this could work out. Good nade. Holy hell, the nade, though. So much damage. As Lollipop and JO drop. Excuse me, Robo and Lollipop drop. And JO close range. Here's the HP falling down. And, well, of course, himself as well. Robo will get the refrag. 4-on-4. And Robo... Oh, that was a close call there. It looked like he might have been able to snag a secondary. Buster? What? No, what? What is this peak? Buster punishes the mistake. Lollipop able to keep it clean. Lollipop, a double for him. We're not seeing the kills, but we're seeing the kill feed. It's going to be Buster with one more. And a 2v2 that Avangar will save him. Getting the hell out of there. They realize double up, no chance of a retake. And James will save as well as Buster. Double up still in their hands, though, which is the important part.
That's still not too shabby for Avangar. At the end of it all, they were able to save their weaponry here, and that's going to allow them to reinvest. But if we were to talk about the post-plant situation, I would have loved to see how Lollipop was able to pick up those 2 kills, because it looked like he was playing there right behind default. Such a difficult position for a team player to be in. And of course, you can try to play it safe. You can just actually decide and hide on behind the default boxes. The problem is, though, one Molotov, one grenade, that's going to force you out of position, and you have to commit to the fight here. And talking about committing to fights here, Avangar, the aggressive play here towards the T-spawn. I wonder if they're going to continue on pushing forward. It is quite risky here for Avangar, but the risk could pay off. There we go. James does take down Yo.
Yeah, JO will fall, and that's going to be working out well early on. Avangar again, an entry is theirs. The problem is, will it be enough? Well, Lollipop certainly thinks not. It's James to fall, and the saving grace of the op will not give him any more chances. Secondary for Robo, things are looking to take a bit of a brighter turn. Kiekert able to pull it back into a 3-on-3 at least. A site still not undertaken. Kiekert to burns as Adren did. Kiekert, surely you're aware of that. Surely Adren perhaps has told you. I'm not sure, but Sanji will drop Robo. Back to a 2v2. What a close game. Once more, it's going to be Nemiga. It's going to be playing the afterplant. And oh, box. The fast peak, that's enough. And it's all eyes on Buster. He's saving it.
He has to, by this point, attempting the 1 versus 2. Very difficult, even for the likes of Buster. And yeah, that's going to allow Nemiga to now pick up the 6th round. If you take a look how important that round was by the economy of Avangar, it has been wrecked. It's in the bin. Avangar, they're going to have to go for the simplest vehicles from what I can tell. Money's not going to be even, though, so I wonder if this could actually even prompt a forced buy from the Avangar players. But in their current position, I don't know. It really comes down to how do you want to approach this one. Do you want to try to save up as much money as possible, then go on the next round for the investment, or do you want to go for it just now? Looks like it is going to be the latter option. They will invest, and M4s will be deployed. Fuse kits will be purchased. Now, we did see the early aggression working out very well here for Avangar. From what I can tell, James hasn't really been punished from him going that early, that aggressively, and finding the kills here. So Nemiga, they might change things up a little bit. And from what I can tell, they're playing this one safe. Lollipop not playing aggressive towards ramp. His other teammates are fighting for some of that presence towards the B stairwell. And now Avangar, let's wait. Is it going to be James to find the initial pickup? From what I can tell, he's stationed towards middle. I'd like to say that seems to be his angle of choice. And from what I can tell, Nemiga, they're going to wait. not going to aggress just yet. They have time on their side, and they must wait for a certain James to peek on out.
Well, I mean, Avangar, if they make a single mistake, it could be another round gone, and that's already going to be on top of so many rounds lost. It's a problem. Adren waiting behind. Sandbags, he's patient. It pays off perfectly. Twice. 2 kills. That's going to be the best position he could work with. Sanji finds another one that's boxed, and it seems like things are going well. Adren will find another kill. The UMP works out perfectly in Robo. A 1 on 5, no chance. And it is going to be 3 rounds to Avangar. There is no secondary AWP picked up. That's better than nothing. And overall, I have to admit, I'm pretty happy with how Avangar is playing so far. A few mishaps here and there, but they are able to at least give us a bit of a performance. Certainly a mistake as well from Nemiga, though, that they don't check sandbags. That should have been cleared by them. With a Molotov or a nade, whatever else should have been checked. Oh, what? What? How does he win? How does he win the duel against an M4? What the bloody hell just happened?
And the range as well. I mean, that range, that should have been where the M4 excels against the MAC-10. But clearly, what? How did Jo die right now? Did he have a disconnect, maybe?
Or
Hello?
Has he fallen off the cliff and killed himself? I think. I presume. No, he didn't disconnect. He fell off the cliff. Yeah, he had to have fell off the cliff. We didn't see it, but he had to have committed suicide, basically. Ouch. Oh boy, that hurts.
And it looks like Nemiga, they're going to inch their way ever so closer towards the B-bomb site. With MDS having the SG-553 to work with, he could still find a kill here. Oh, not going to work out here. He unscopes at the worst possible time. Even though Robo does pick it up, we do have Adren coming in there from the backlines, and the round is basically over. That's going to be the 4th round here for Avangar, which I'm still quite confused what really happened there for Jo. And what we do see is the investment here.
Well, he wasn't wearing any protective gear, my friend. He wasn't wearing a safety harness. He didn't have any, that bright vest on him. And he died. It is a construction site after all. This is a hazard you have to consider here when you're on a construction site. And MDS, well, a hazard to Sanji again, an entry for Nemiga. This time, hopefully, Jo does wear his helmet and doesn't get crushed by rocks falling on his head. It's going to be 6-4, and currently, Nemiga, with the entry they have, the bomb still left in T base. They do not need to rush to conclusions. Oh, lollipop. He saw him. He saw him. When he moved there, he saw him. Easy.
Good pickups right now for Nemiga. They put themselves in a very winnable situation. Looks like Bonk is out here towards middle. Doesn't really have any of his teammates backing him up. But it looks like the main goal is going to be the B-side hit. And the problem right now for Nemiga is that the 3 players from Avangar, all 3 of them are very close by the B side. So if there's going to be a hit here, Avangar have the best possible chance of finding some of these kills. For now, it is Buster to take down MDS. A lot more players coming in. James secures one on Box. And Nemiga might have to reconsider their options. They realize at the very least there are 2 players stationed towards this part of the map. They still have time to retreat. However, the retreat is costly. They're losing the gunfights. Adren picks up Robo, and now we do see Lollipop stuck in a very interesting predicament as he's gonna go for the plant on the A side. It is gonna be a 1 versus 2. James and Buster up against Lollipop.
Yeah, this is a difficult clutch round coming up for Lollipop, but he's no stranger to it. We'll have to find out and see how he plays it off. Here's the steps through long and short, and Buster immediately checks the first corner. Nemiga, or specifically Lollipop, choosing to play the way he did. It is a little bit of a bad position that he chose, if we're completely honest. Certainly could have chosen to either push a certain position or chose to hide behind a certain position that would be a little bit better to work around with. Unfortunately, it's not meant to be. And Nemiga, well, they're a single round away from being tied up. So far, this is turning out to be a pretty darn good first half for Avangar. We got to keep in mind that this is a heavy T-sided map. And If Nemiga can't close the first half, let's say 9-6, well, they're in for a world of trouble. Even 10-5 would already be problematic for them. As we all know, the CTs are usually the ones that suffered the most on Vertigo. But Adren, nice entry. And that should be where it ends for Nemiga's pistol round.
They do have some of those upgraded pistols to work with. You have to be quite careful if you're Avangar because you know what the Deagles are capable of. And James looking towards the ramp, hoping to see some of these players to pop on out. They will, for sure. But the question is when. For now, James goes on for the fight. He wins it against Box. There's still a lot more players to come here through the ramp area. But the problem is, as they're peeking out one by one, I'm not sure how James gets tagged in that position. But now he might even consider playing this one safe. I mean, 1 point of health is very small in his current situation. So he doesn't want to give up his life or the AWP in his hands.
Well, honestly, I'm surprised he's still alive. I mean, that was a headshot as far as I could tell through the wall, and a deagle shot at that. So, yeah, kind of lucky to be alive as well, but on the other side, yeah, definitely he shouldn't be dying, nor should he be close to dying. In any case, doesn't matter. Adren dies, the only man that had been the victim of this eco round. Nemiga have got themselves a full buy again. It's the 13th, map 1 slowly coming to a close. It is certainly turning out to be a pretty close battle as a whole. Avangar, I mean, their statistics on Vertigo might not be wholly correct, and they're giving us their best. Sanji, good push. Oh my, Nemiga, not expecting that. Specifically, MDS and JO, not even checking the corner, and they'll pay the price for it.
That was one of the few instances we actually saw Sanji's aggression working out, and now I am confused. Not really sure what he was doing in that position. He was looking so good at one point. But now, it is going to be Nemiga still on the back foot. Need to get something going in their favor. Even though they do find the kill there in Sanji, they do have Fox, who is super low in HP right now. So Nemiga, not the best situation right now. Middle, not in their possession. It's in the hands of Avangar. One thing that might work out for them is a commitment on one of the bomb sites. For now, I think if you're Nemiga, you group up, you attack on one of the bomb sites, and hope to see it works out. Lollipop, expecting to see some of that aggression here towards middle. I think there has been a re-smoke from one of the players here from the Avangar side. You see Lollipop being very careful, clearing out every single corner, not giving any opportunities for the Avangar players. If anything, 40 seconds remaining. We will have to see commitment here from Nemiga, but which side will it be? Something tells me it might even be the B side right now. Lollipop still making noise here towards middle, keeping the CTs on their toes. Meanwhile, the other teammates, Box and Robo, will attempt to go towards the B side.
Yeah, it does look like it. Lollipop finds himself one. Still 2 guys defending through MBK and Sandwich. But here we go. It's the B push indeed coming through. Buster finds one. That's not enough. That's not enough even close. That's going to be a bit of a breaking point right now if you ask me. And all of a sudden things become problematic. Avangar, they find themselves the 7th, and that's going to be a big blow to the confidence of Nemiga. It has to be. 7-6 as Avangar. They've got the money for ages, and they certainly have themselves a very nice setup. Perhaps close out the half 8-7, even 9-6 potentially. If that happens, well, I think it's fair to say that they've got the best possible ending for the first half of Vertigo.
A team like Nemiga have always been very momentum-based, heavy momentum-based. They got themselves the early lead, not too shabby. I think it was 4-0 at one point. And ever since then, things have been falling apart here for the Belarusian side, and now Avangar. They've got themselves a very good position. Not only do they have themselves the 7th round here, this is a round in which the Nemiga purchase is looking quite bad. So because it's looking so bad, Avangar have a chance to not only have themselves 7 rounds to work with, possibly even the 8. Smoke grenades being deployed over the B bomb site. This is a commitment on the B side from Nemiga. Damage being dealt from both sides, but no bomb plant just yet. Adren sees the play there, secures the kill right now. The Molotov in default, that's not going to allow Nemiga to plant the bomb anytime soon. Well, Fox, once the smoke begins to fade, he's in a whole world of problems, but he might just be able to pick up a kill. Nope. Adren's going to get him, and the round is just falling apart. MDS and Lollipop, last remaining players. Even though MDS does find the kill here on Quicker, I think that's going to be all he gets by this point. The 8th round for
Yeah.
Avangar should be upon us, and it is. 8 rounds for Avangar.
What a way to close out a map, or at least a half, I guess you could say. Certainly unexpectedly so for Avangar. At 8 rounds in on the CT, it's pretty much best case scenario for them. This is it. It is the last one of the first half, boys, and this will decide whether or not Nemiga are at least able to close out with 7 rounds, and that will already be a bit of a diminished first half for them. They were hoping for a lot better of a result, especially them picking the map. But overall, well, it's been shaky. We have to admit it's been very shaky. Minute and 30 seconds. A slowdown. Nemiga realized that perhaps they had been going about this a bit too fast, a bit too eagerly. They have to take their time. They have to snuff out the resistance almost. If they go in head first, they find themselves bashing their head on the wall. And Buster, well, the first wall will fall. It's Robo. And that's the up-down. And again, Nemiga, they lose the entry once more. It is a problematic start for the round. A minute left, and they have yet to do anything, really. That'll be changing anything for the better for them. Oh.
Not sure if Lollipop spotted out the player there, but yep, he
Close.
definitely anticipates someone to be there. Now James also picks up a kill here, so the ops have been playing dividend here for Avangar. As we do see smoke grenades are being thrown out, it's pretty obvious what's going to be here at this point. 40 seconds remaining. In order to make the rotate, they'd have to book in Nemiga, but because this is Vertigo, the footsteps can be heard from above, so they can't really shift their way onto the base side. They have to commit right here, right now. Quicker's got his teammates backing him up. 3 players here from Avangar. Actually, no, 4 players from Avangar on this bomb side. With the bomb being dropped, it's just falling apart. Sanji secures the last couple of kills, and Avangar will run away with 9 rounds on the CT side of Vertigo. That's going to be a good half if I've ever seen one.
Indeed it will be. And that's going to be the best possible ending for Avangar that they could have hoped for given the start of this. As we can see on our screens right now, it's 6-2 at one point. And well, I think this is as good as it gets indeed. Overall, a bit of a disappointing performance from the majority of Nemiga. Nobody really excelling, nobody really shining brightly like a star. We can see that Lollipop is actually leading the charge with kills at 10. Right behind trailing him is MDS, then Robo, and then Box. So overall, it's a pretty well spread out kill amount, but it doesn't help at all. Nemiga, we'll see their second half in a matter of seconds. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back after a short commercial break.
New Bet. Made for live betting.
Welcome back. Our second half, our second pistol. And, well, this is going to be it. This is where it's going to come down to. If Avangar win the pistol, if, as they should, it is the T-sided map we're watching here, Nemiga is going to be in a world of trouble. In any case, it's going to be a slowdown. Box, he's got the smoke, he's got the kit. And Avangar seems like they just want to play a bit of a default, not really committing to a site, at least not immediately.
No commitment just yet. They're playing this one quite safe, and understandably so. They're thinking Nemiga have to be the aggressors in a round like this. They want to try to have themselves an early advantage as quickly as possible, but that couldn't be further away from the truth. If anything, Nemiga are playing this one quite safe. You only have the lonesome player here on the A side. That's going to be Lollipop. There's a chance you will be seeing some of that utility being deployed, and once it is, he might even ask for backup. He does have one of his teammates close by him. He is towards middle. Lollipop doesn't see a single player just yet, but as the smoke grenades are being thrown out, it's pretty obvious that this is going to be a A-side commitment from the Avangar side. There is a huge gap there for Lollipop. He can try to secure a kill here. Robo's able to do some damage, and now the players have crossed. They can very easily plant the bomb here, Avangar, and once the smoke's fade evade, the retake will commence. Jame pushing off through the smoke, or does he though? It's a risky play, but it could have paid off. It is Adrian to pick up a kill on Lollipop. And now Nemiga, they must go for the retake here. Buster, actually no, Adren and Sanji, both the players picking up kills. And you have Sanji coming in the backlines. J.O. picks up the 2. That's going to be all he gets. Avangar secure the pistol round.
Yeah, it's going to be... honestly, this is a bit disappointing. Nemiga, I had hopes, or at least I had hoped for a bit of a better play. 10-6. Yeah, it's not looking too sweet. Nemiga, they'll have to win their next gun round, otherwise we are looking at a potential 14 already for Avangar before long. I mean, it's not going to go that far that quickly, but it certainly is going to be set up for something of the like. Nice attempt with a full rush on towards A. I loved it. They had 4 players jumping down, getting quite a little bit of damage in. So, you know, it works out in killing 3 players. There's a lot of damage dealt, and they diminish at least the economy of Avangar. But this is the real challenge, the first real challenge along the way. If Nemiga lose this, it's 13-6. And if they're unable to win, well, then they probably look at a potential loss off the first map. In any case, let's see how the gun round plays off.
Like too much coming out here from Nemiga, except for J.O. going for the aggressive play in middle with the auto shotgun, of course. That's a pretty formidable weapon in the close range encounters, but if he does consider to back away, that is quite scary for J.O. You see Buster. The spot on someone here from the Nemiga side is going to be Box to pick up the first kill. I do believe that happened close, towards that A-bomb side. We were able to find the kill here, and Quickert, that's the question if he wants to commit there. It is quite risky. Lollipop, that is a bit of a risk as well. I wouldn't dare looking downwards, but he decides to position himself right behind the pole. That is a very good position. He isn't going to be spotted out that easily. And now Nemiga, they're going to continue on with the hold. Smoke grenade being deployed. There's going to be players coming in. Box secures yet another kill on Buster. And the Avangar offensive has slowed down quite a bit. They've lost 2 of their players, but they haven't accomplished anything by this point. Now they're going to continue on with the push. Now they're going to continue on finding the kills. But as they do so, Nemiga, they have a good read. Adren takes down the scalp of MDS. Box being caught out here middle. Or shall I say, in the middle of nowhere, it is going to be quicker to skill kill. And suddenly, it's a 2 versus 2.
You gotta be joking me. Avangar, they've made it back into the afterplant. They've got the bomb down. They've got control of the site now. A challenging moment. And Sanji, he's on a bit of an off angle here. Oh boy. Oh boy. What a game this has been. Nemiga, surely you don't lose this. You can't lose this. The bomb ticking time is ticking. There is a kit on Lollipop. He's gonna have to make a move for it. And he presses the bomb. Time is still ticking. Key Kurt finds one now. No more time to defuse, unfortunately. Lollipop, he's gonna have to forgo the round, no matter if he gets the kill or not. Even dies, actually. No, he survives. 14, fair enough. But oh boy, Avangar, 12-6. They double the scoreline, and they put themselves into a perfect setup, into a perfect position for potentially taking this map up to 13, 14, and eventually 16 points. Nemiga, the wake-up call has to come soon, and it has to come by the time they have the next gun round. Otherwise, we will be looking at map 1 going to Avangar. 99% of the time, that's how it's going to go down. And, well, we've got a few pistols. We've got the AUG. And we know how good a single weapon can be if utilized properly, if positioned properly. So hopefully, Nemiga are able to make the right call. But by the looks of it, this is a B play. And it should be ending at 13-6, since MDS is alone.
No backup to speak of. He's here by his lonesome. He won't be able to hear the players just yet as they're moving in slowly but surely. That's quite satisfying there for MDS. There's a crab walking quicker, and there's really nothing you can do. Unless the pistol players, J.O., he's got the D-gap. Not sure if he's got the Eagle Hawk vision to find some of these kills here. Those are quite long-range engagements. And it looks like if you're an Amiga, you don't even want to be giving away to these kills by this point. You don't want to give the money there or the satisfaction for the Avangar players. And that's why you're going to keep some of that Kevlar intact. You definitely want to keep your weapon if you're Lollipop. And so Avangar, they will secure 13 rounds here. And of course, they're getting ever so closer to securing the victory here on the first map. They're now on the favored side. They have themselves a significant lead. And Nemiga, they are clearly struggling here on the CD side. If they don't secure the upcoming round, this might as well be it for the first map. It could be an Avangar victory.
Yeah, exactly. Like the thing is, Nemiga, their T side started off very strong, but then we could see doubt, or at least we could see mistakes brooding on the side of Nemiga. The thing is, there were a few moments when they pushed through on their T side towards A when they were challenging one by one. They were dying one by one, and that's something that many people might not be aware of. But if you make those mistakes, if you play one by one, if you die one by one, you lose the round. 99% of the time, you lose the round. And we can see 2 free entries because of the one-on-one challenges. Now, it's Avangar doing it. Nemiga as well, obviously going a little bit aggressively here. But once more, putting themselves into a position where they necessarily have no control of. And Nemiga was the one to do it previously. Now it's Avangar's turn, seems like it. We should be expecting 7 rounds here to Nemiga at least. I mean, it's a 5-on-3. Surely they don't lose a gun round 5-on-3. Double up even. That'd be pretty scary to consider. Jo from the back. He's got the bomb control. And, well, he's got the free kill. Ooh, that was a close call. James. Almost snagging a frag there.
I mean, you're Nemiga. You have the bomb in your possession. How can you lose this one? I personally have no idea unless... Ooh, this is scary. Lollipop secures the kill on Adrian. Finally, this is where Nemiga have to secure this round. It's a 5 versus 1 against the likes of James. James is prone to saving, so yeah, this has to be a round here for Nemiga. Unless he's going to pull off something ridiculous, which I don't really think that's going to be the case. All of the Nemiga players are stationed close by the drop bomb, and so
James
this is
save.
going to be the 7th round here for Nemiga. And the good thing for Nemiga is this. One of the things that will definitely help them to mount the comeback is not only winning the rounds, but winning the rounds as cleanly as possible, because they also want to build up a bank. Obviously, they might be end up winning some of these rounds, but if they don't have the bank being built up, the investment is going to be looking ever so poorer. So this is nice for Nemiga, that they have been able to keep all 5 players alive, and economy is going to be looking very nice.
Yeah, very true. I mean, very nice is not exactly a word I would use for the economy, because it's still kind of like... If you pull away 2 zeros from each of their bank, then you kind of get the bank we have, the bank amount we have. But yeah, the Nemiga with 2,000 in the bank, they're not exactly looking too splendid, but at least better than nothing. They can't afford to lose. That's the problem. That's the thing. Nemiga, their loss bonus has just been reset, or at least is close to being pulled into, well, the minimal amount of money received. And that will break them again if they do lose eventually. And, well, 13-7, a result you certainly do not wish to be on an eco on if it does happen to be so. We're about to find out what happens up next, though. Avangar seems like they're playing a bit of a default towards A-ramp, trying to find a little bit of control. Buster, classic position under B stairs, looking for an early entry through window. I love how Avangar go about checking their corners. Finally, we see the Molotov being thrown into sandbags. They do not wish to repeat the same mistake Nemiga did when they were playing T-side, getting caught by a Dren. A patient round, if you will.
Yeah, quite the patient round here. They have used quite a bit of their utility. I don't think Adrian has any clue about the positioning of Lollipop. Flash comes in. Oh, it doesn't get a single kill. That was such a prime position to at least pick up 1. But at least he gathers information. It is going to be a commitment here on the A-bomb side. Box does take down Adren. Jo lands a shot. This could still work out here for Nemiga. 20 seconds remaining. And I think Avangar have realized the ridiculousness of this situation, because the B-side is completely open. And do they have the time?
Yeah, they have the time. Nemiga, that was the most foolish maneuver I've seen. They left B side completely wide open. Now they pay the price for it. The bomb's down. They've lost a player. Back to a 3-on-3. There's a flank coming in from Jame. Jame, oh boy, what is this flank? It's such a late one, but in the end it might pay off, and it does. He gets a free kill. Oh, that is a devastating blow to the side of Nemiga. The money, as I was speaking of, they should be receiving $1.9 thousand loss bonus, but MDS gets one, still a 1-on-2. The bomb is about to go big boom though, and well, Buster, there it is. There's the final nail in the coffin. They received more than I thought, actually. My bad. They received about 2,900, so a bit of a better loss bonus than imagined, but still, it's not exactly perfect, and it's a tough one. It's a very tough one. At least they're able to rebuy, reinvest, so it's going to be 14-7 if nothing else, with a full buy for Nemiga, but it's not exactly a picture-perfect position to be in nonetheless, and we're waiting to see how this one plays off. It's all eyes on Nemiga. Can they put an end to this play by Avangar? Could they perhaps potentially pull themselves up to double digits, even change the outcome of the round? Oh, excuse me. Well, I guess the answer is not really. MDS, he gets caught. Buster spots a player, fumbles the smoke. And then loses the duel, but again, Buster peeks out right time, finds one in the JO. Still a 3-on-3.
Pretty good 3-on-3 here for the Avangar players. They do commit on the B side. This could be good for them. Jo is holding the angle, waiting to see some of these players to pop on out. The smoke will deter him from peeking that angle, but we do have Robo coming in here. Is he going to make the jump? If he does, he's going to make a lot of noise here. Jo could definitely use the backup here. As we do see Sanji. Oh, Jo picks up the kill. He's only Lonesome quicker to contest with. He's going with the spray transfer, but it won't connect. 8 rounds here for Nemiga, and even though they weren't able to break the economy of Avangar the last round, they've done it here. It is going to be a eco for Avangar. We haven't seen this at all on the T side, so that's a good opportunity for Nemiga to minimize the scoreline difference. But of course, even though you're up against pistols, you want to be careful here, Nemiga. We have seen what these pistols are capable of here in Counter-Strike. Robo throwing down the early Molotov to deter any Avangar players from pushing. And well, now it is going to be just the holds here. That's going to be quicker though. Not a big fan of Nemiga going for the early engagement there. I mean, yes, you did throw down the utility to put yourself in a winnable situation, but now that they've gone for the aggressive play in towards the A side, Middle has only got one defender. It is going to be Jo though. He does take down Jame. And if anything, Avangar, they still want to take down some of these players here, do the damage here. Adrian might just be the one to do so. He sees 2 of them, can't land a kill. And Buster, Lonesome Man here towards the B side, will be going down. So Nemiga, they do secure the 9th round. Important bit, all 5 players survive.
Yeah, it's gonna work out, I guess you could say. Nemiga, they are giving themselves a fighting chance, if nothing else. But it's still Avangar that has the lead in their hands and has the firepower currently. 4 AKs, a Mech 10, and it looks like it's gonna be a bit of a faster round play right now, right here. Perhaps even a bit of an small push towards ramp, trying to challenge early on. By the looks of it, 2 players towards forklift, and there's the fight coming through. Box down to 35, excuse me. Oh, Box. No, Box. Yeah, that's a problem. MDS finds 1, Robo able to refrag at least. Still gonna be a 3-on-4. Nemiga, they're able to stabilize. They're able to draw it back. Not exactly a bad position for Avangar, but not exactly a good one either. Minute
What an
left.
interesting situation. Yeah, it's a whole minute here for Avangar. But I can't really say that this is going to be a truly commitment here on the A bombs, because they still have time. They don't necessarily have to go here. They can very easily back away here from the site. They are making noise here. I'm not sure if that's intentional, but it's just oh, who's coming in? Quicker. Does he see the player? He sure does. Gets the tap in on Lollipop, and now Nemiga. I think they're going to realize that the jig is up. They know that this has to be a push right now on the A side. 40 seconds remaining. James coming through. He won't find a kill just yet. He's going to push up to the smoke. Risky stuff. Will be able to punish Jo in that position. And now James, does he look upwards? There's a player up in the tower. Robo gets the kill. And now we're down to the 1 versus 2. It's MDS against 2.
Yes. Can he pull it off? Can he save the round here? Well, he certainly does the damage. He does get tagged up. Back to a 1-on-1. Oh no, Plant. MDS goes for the fight, but it's Kikert. It's Kikert that actually pulls it off. The Plant's not going to work out as he knows it. And he wins the duel. It's going to be 15-9. Nemiga lose a vital moment, a vital round. And there's Avangar that pull themselves together once more. Adren takes the Mech 10, so does Sanji. And up on Robo. The money was there for Nemiga, but the rounds are gone now. It's going to have to be 6 in a row if they wish to have even a chance of winning this map. Their own map pick starting to fall apart, if you will. And Jo, oh, Jo even deals damage on Kikert. I guess that works out at least for some amount. Robo, oh Robo, oh Robo. Oh, such a close call there.
Even now, he's picking up the auto shotgun. Okay.
When I see that gun, I have to laugh. And I love the shotguns, don't get me wrong. I absolutely adore the Nova and the Max 7. But the auto shotgun, personally, I think it's too expensive for what it offers. Because if it were a one headshot kill, like close range at least, like Nova and Max 7, then I'd say, okay, fair enough, you can take it. But yeah, not too good of a choice. But it's a 4-on-4 and Avangar, by the looks of it, an A play.
Do you see Quicker gonna be maybe the first man in with the auto shotgun? That's the problem. It's not that great in the long range engagement, but it is, I think, the best of all shotguns when it comes down to shooting at some of these longer range engagements. However, smoke grenades thrown out. Nemiga, what's going on here? Lollipop is still holding the same position here, but the timing is impeccable. The smoke grenade, it bounces off of the flames. Oh no, that's gotta hurt. It does hurt for Box. Look at how low some of these players are. Avangar in a pretty fine position here that they have been able to plant the bomb, but now it's only 3 players remaining. All 3 of them subpar HP. Lollipop does see one of them, takes him down. There's a player towards the side. He gets the kill as well. And Lonesome Quicker, he's got the op though, but it's not meant to be. A 10th round here for Nemiga as the players from Avangar, I mean, they were so low at HP that I can't really blame them at trying to commit to the gunfights. They have to get those opening kills, and maybe then they could have won the round. But of course, they try and they cannot succeed. That's going to be the 10th round here for Nemiga.
Yeah, that's going to work out. 5 more to go. 5 in a row is what they can pick up. Certainly, we've seen in the past that they're capable of making a comeback. Pistols and Kevlar. Avangar. This should be easy 11 to Nemiga. First entry already on Robo. That's it. And that should be the one cascading kill that enables Nemiga to win freely with all 5 men standing and surviving. Unless they, you know, make the mistake of going aggro and dying against pistols, then they kind of deserve to die.
Oh, that's harsh.
I mean, in the game, obviously. No, don't get me wrong, please. Obviously. I mean, if you go aggro on a gun round against pistols, you deserve to get killed. That's it. End of story. Because you are literally putting yourself up against pistols that you know are useless on long-range engagements. Sure, deagles are good, but for the most part, they're not really going to be too accurate, nor are they going to be having an easy time shutting down more than one player. And the point is, you should never be in a position, in a gun round, you should never be in a position where you are isolated to the fact that you have no refrags available from your teammates, or that you push up a position and you have an M4 and you just die immediately. If you take down 2 or 3 players with you, then it's, you know, I guess somewhat of a good trade. But still, just dropping a rifle to your opponents is always a problem.
Don't want to be giving them a single advantage, and there we go. Nemiga are able to choke out their opponents. And by this point, the interesting thing is that Quicker doesn't really have... Oh, he will have a teammate, I think, dropping him the gun. So they do make the purchase happen here. Avangar AK-47s have been deployed. James back in the sniper rifle. I can't really say James has been able to find a lot of these opening kills here on the T side for them. However, what I can say, though, is that Jo, again, playing aggressive towards middle. Not going to be able to find anything as of yet, as the Avangar players are playing this one quite safe. If we do see some aggression, it might be happening here from the B stairs, but for now, no one's really going for any sort of gunfights or any sort of duels.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty classic default. I kind of like it. You know, slow it down, get yourself into a better position, and perhaps if Nemiga will be feeling lucky, or at least feeling tipsy again, trying to push, they could get themselves a free kill once more. But I love the fact Nemiga as well, equally responding with a bit of a slow round, not really trying to get an early entry. Sanji, the first man, really start to make a move on. James going to support that push through yellow. Minute left. Sanji spots the top of the head, and it's going to be box to fall. That's it. That's the entry they needed. Now Avangar can strike on towards A side itself. Lollipop, he refrags, but it's not enough. It's still going to be a 4-on-3, and once more, J.O. He's isolated by the Molotovs and the smokes. As Robo has the secondary up in his hands, this retake will be extremely difficult to pick up and to win on. About to find out how it goes. 15-11. Keep in mind, this is a vital moment. Nemiga have to win 4 in a row right here, right now. And J.O. gets 1. Back to a 3-on-3. Time is of the essence. 27 seconds and counting. Avangar yet to decide if they want to finish on A, though. And oh my, they're actually running back B. Jesus, this is a bit of a fake out, and it works out perhaps. They rotate the second player over. Nemiga, it works out. This could be Avangar still winning. Look at where Buster is, and he's going to be lining up the shot on short. J.O. spots him, hits him, doesn't kill him, unfortunately. A 3-on-3 still, and this retake now with 2 ops. Nemiga, it's going to be a difficult one, to say the very least.
And the players have to rotate all the way from the B bomb site. That makes the matters even worse. As the timer ticking ever so more right now. Buster's got the op to work with. He lands the flick on Robo.
Oh, the lineup.
And the chances of them winning this one are diminishing by the second. MDS must pick up the 1 versus 2. Otherwise, it is going to be Avangar to take the first one, and it is going to be the case. Quickard secures the last kill. 16 rounds here for Avangar as they do secure the map pick of Nemiga.
And it is going to be 1-0 Avangar. What a way to turn around a pretty devastating map start. 6-2, probably worst case scenario for Avangar, given it was 6-2 for Nemiga's T side. And well, in the end, Avangar will take it all. We are moving on to our second map, Dust 2, by the way. So don't worry, guys, we'll not be ending it right here, right now. It is, of course, the Elimination Best of 3 series we are watching here. And Dust 2, one of the better maps Avangar have played on in the past. Their statistics on it are pretty damn good as well. Not as good as Inferno, though. Interestingly enough, they did ban Inferno with a pretty much the best case win ratio on it. So, yeah, we haven't touched on the ban, on the picks and bans, but we can leave it at that. In any case, gentlemen, we'll be back with the UCC Summer Smash after a short commercial break coming out from loot.bet, about 10 minutes time. And we'll be back with our second map, Dust 2.
LootBet, made for live betting.
I wanna see the light. See the light. I wanna 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 see I wanna see the light. 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 I wanna see the I wanna see the light. I wanna see the light. I wanna see the light. I wanna see the I wanna see the light. I wanna see the light.
Please forgive me. Please forgive me.
Loot Bet. Made for live betting.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the UCC Summer Smash. My name's Over, and of course joined by Sir Danny. We just saw Vertigo collapse under the feet of Nemiga after picking it as the first map. Now we are entering our second one, potentially our last one of this best of 3 series, as it is going to be, of course, Dust 2, the map pick of Avangar. And Danny, let's see how this one plays off, shalln't we?
Of course, I mean, this could actually be the map to end the whole best of 3, but I still have a hope that Nemiga might just be able to climb their way back after a, I wouldn't say horrific loss in Vertigo, but a dissatisfying loss. I mean, they were leading at one point 6-2, and I think the match ended up being like 16-11 in favor of Avangar, so clearly Nemiga were in a fine position to maybe even close out the first map, but they weren't able to do so on Dust 2. Well, if they haven't tilted to oblivion, then for sure, there's still a possibility Amiga might just claw their way back here, but it's going to be quite difficult. There's no secret. Dust 2 is known to be an opera's paradise, and of course, we're going to be seeing some of those engagements. I think it's going to be Robo versus, I'd like to say, James. A lot of the times here for the opening kills. We'll see who's going to come out on top. Now the knife round, but I can't really say that the knife round will change too much here. I think if you're an Amiga, your main goal is to try to get the ball rolling as soon as possible, because this is a very, very heavy momentum-based scene.
Yeah, I'm kind of inclined to agree here. Sanji, the knife round, and everything in between, Avangar should be taking it. It certainly was a bit of a devastating blow to Nemiga, losing Vertigo against Avangar. I mean, they started off so strong, right? They got their confidence up, and then you would think, after being up 6-2, that they would be mentally strong enough to close out the series as a whole. But instead, it was quite the opposite. In fact, it was quite devastatingly bad as to how quickly they got demolished. And I have to say that if they follow the same recipe here in Dust 2, if they follow the same kind of, yeah, I guess recipe in a way, we could be seeing a very quick 2-0. In any case, it's going to be the pistol round starting off. Nemiga on their T side. It's going to be a bit of an A play through long. It's a full-on rush towards site. And well, Jo spots Sanji. Luckily, he's alive and able to snag and get the hell out of there. It's a bit of a weird position, though. Nemiga yet to push deep. They're just kind of lingering on long. They do not wish to push the envelope yet.
Do have that one smoke created block off the vision of CT, but there's 2 players already stationed on the side itself, both of them trying to go for the commitment here. A lot of damage being exchanged here, no kills just yet. Finally it's Crooked and Sanji to pick up 2 as the remaining Nemiga players gonna continue on with the push, and they're being shut down here from the site. Robo finally replies, but it's a bit too late. Robo is the last man standing. He does pick up yet another kill, but as we do see the bomb, it's dropped there in no man's land. It's gonna be quite difficult for a player of Robo's stature to try and secure this one. If he gets the one-on-one engagement, that might happen, but no. Adren rips his head off clean, and Avangar pick up the pistol round.
Biggest problem for me was the fact that they let themselves be picked apart one by one, and as soon as they got on long, they didn't really use that, or they didn't really push. They just kind of lingered there for too long. The biggest thing in CS is, when you take a certain position, when you commit to a certain thing, you have to commit all the way. You don't commit halfway. You don't go, you know, I mean, if you have a girlfriend, you don't commit halfway through sex. You commit fully through sex, and that's the point. And I know it's a bad analogy. I'm pretty bad at those, but yeah, the fact is that Nemiga, they lingered too long on long. Simply put, they took too long to trying to get onto site. Once they were able to get themselves through doors, and they were having 4 players there towards pit, that they could have pushed towards side easily with all 4 or 5 players, but instead they kind of waited until the entirety of the CT side was there waiting on site itself, and you just couldn't do anything. You just couldn't do anything at all. And yeah, Nemiga, I mean, they had a decision, or at least they had a choice. They could have went back. They could have gone back towards the base. They could have ran back towards mid. They had more than enough time to play whatever the hell they wanted to play. Instead, they still chose to run into the pistols, and of course the eco round not going to be any different. It is now going to be the first real challenging moment, and it is the AWP on James and AWP on Robo. And a hard battle to come. Avangar, can they win the gun round first? No, Robo with the great peek. Jame will be shut down. The flash works out, and the entry is Nemiga's.
Huge player to take down as well. You take down Jame out of the picture, that is one opper out. However, it has been retrieved in the hands of Sanji, which is also another capable player here from the Avangar side. I do like this from Avangar. They're going to fight for some of that long control. They're going to put Adren in this long position, and they can back away, play it a bit more safe. They can now even contest something like middle, and that smoke grenade is a very nice position there as if Lollipop is right out. His feet are visible, and he's an easy target. Talking about easy targets, Sanji with the up. Doesn't get the shot. That allows MDS to secure yet another kill. Avangar, they've lost 2 of their players pretty early on here, and Nemiga are in a very weak situation.
Yeah, Nemiga, again, they find themselves a great start with the gun round, at least, if nothing else. But honestly, we've seen an even better beginning on Vertigo. Yet they were still unable to close out the map successfully, which speaks volumes as to how much how much just a single round or a few rounds can make. Avangar, they should be looking to save the AWP. It's a 4-on-2. There is no point in challenging or hoping to get a free kill or something of the like. Just get the hell out of dodge. You've got a glass cannon up. You've got Kevlar and Kit and AK on Buster. Just try and keep it for the next round. You can drop perhaps a rifle, maybe 2. You can get a bit of a buy-in, and that's going to be enough for Avangar to perhaps work out some sort of a victory or some sort of a win. Overall, though, Dust 2, not a bad map for either of these 2 teams. We haven't really discussed the fact that, well, Avangar have a 64% win ratio and Nemiga have a 56 with, 14 maps for Avangar and 16 maps for Nemiga. And the point I'm trying to make here is statistics do not usually speak true, or at least you should take statistics with a grain of salt, especially in CS, where every single round can change the outcome of the game. And that's something statistics, even though they kind of try to account for that, you can't really account for random plays, for random bursts of energy from players, and, you know, just getting crazy up in here. We'll find out how it plays off, though. It's going to be Kikert with a full investment. Jame has the Kevlar and the AWP. AK and Buster saved up. The rest actually investing as well. This is a pretty weird style, but Avangar, I kind of like it. They keep the 2K on Buster in case everything goes wrong and they lose the entire buy here. But certainly, if they did invest everything, I would have hoped to see at least a FAMAS being dropped, if nothing else.
But nowadays, a lot of pro players haven't really loving the SMGs right now. Fox though, ooh, that's aggressive. Maybe a bit too aggressive, but he finds the kill. What do I know? Box gets it done, finds the opening for Nemiga. Great start here for the Belarusians. And Sanji, ooh, nice shot coming in. A Lollipop rips off the head. Robo, at least he gets the refrag. Imagine if Sanji's going to continue on with the push there and even secures the 2 kills. That would have been devastating, but Dren actually picks up Robo. So this isn't the cleanest of affairs here for Nemiga. Even though they seem to have the superior weaponry, they must still contest with the likes of Adren on the op and Buster on the AK-47.
Indeed, it's a bit of a horrible position to be in for Nemiga. 40 seconds, time is everything. And Adren, he's isolated towards Car. And unless they're able to snuff him out immediately and prevent him from getting a free kill, things could take a wilder turn. Luckily, Box checks short. Kikert will be caught. Not sure if he heard him or not, but he's certainly ready for the fight. Now Adren behind Car. Let's see how he plays this one. Oh, if he scopes in, he does get the scope in, but just too close, too slow in a way. And the reaction from Box is an immediate one, or at least from MDS. Back to 1-on-2, Buster. A little bit of blindness from Buster. Can't really spot the player on short, and that's going to be his saving moment right here. He needs to get the hell out of there. There's no point in trying to salvage this round. Unfortunately for him, it's most likely gone already, and it is indeed. 2-2 as Nemiga. They start off with a bang. Oh, the op gonna be stolen. That's pretty cheeky. That's balls of steel for Buster. Low HP steals the op even. And Nemiga, well, I mean, they have an op of their own, but they probably would be a lot happier if they were able to prevent that, because now with the op on Buster, what they can do is get a mini Kevlar on Jame. He can afford it. And try and do some damage with it. There we have it. Mini Kevlar. The op dropped. And now I would like to see, you know, Buster buy an SMG, maybe a Nova, go on B, play solo. He's got utility for it, while the rest focus on A or mid. Either way, let's see how it plays off here.
Well, at least he buys the upgraded pistol, which is quite nice. Not gonna be sticking with the USB combo. Robo expecting to see someone in his sights.
Hey,
Not gonna happen just yet. Quicker's got the right weapon for the job. If anyone's gonna pop out in the middle, they're gonna be meeting a nasty surprise. The electric shock running through their body. So if anything, Nemiga, you want to be careful in your position here. You don't really want to overcommit here. You realize the op is in the possession here of Avangar, and you have to be very careful on your approach. Don't peek out there by your lonesome, or you might be punished. That's what James tried to do right now. He knows there's a certain box right behind the smoke. James drops down. This is good. He's not going to commit to the fight. He knows that is risky. Too risky to attempt.
Indeed, it is a little bit risky to try and fight it directly from that position. Minute left as Nemiga take their time. A default has been established. We can see they've got control of short, they've got control of upper B. A man posted on mid. I'm kind of surprised they have nothing on long. That's actually a bit of an error in my mind for Nemiga, because luckily Avangar is not pushing long, so they're not going to be flanked or anything of the like, but it could have been wholly different if Avangar had chosen to push. In any case, Nemiga looks like they will be splitting B in the end. Jumping down CT most likely. There we go. Box 1. It's Keeker that's ready, though. Question is he aware of the second player? That's a better... Yeah, he's not aware of it. He certainly isn't. And Jame saving the AWP. Almost certainly so. He should be looking to save it. I mean, there's no point in even attempting this retake. And Mr. Jame, save Jame. The meme of today. He's going to be keeping himself alive for at least a while longer.
That's the question, though, as James tries to go for the save here. He's gone for a very peculiar spot to save on the A bomb site, which means the rotation here from the Nemiga players is going to be quick, and they can very easily shut down. So I'm not really sure why James has decided to go to save in this particular area. Primarily, if you're saving a weaponry here, you want to head on over towards the T side. The T side is a great position to be saving any sort of weapon, and I'm surprised James didn't go there of all the positions possible. And now, I do believe this is going to be a round, yes, where Avangar will still make the investment here. It would have been nice if they could have kept the AWP, but it's not meant to be. Now the Nemiga players, they seem to be heading out quickly towards long. At least one of them is, as he's made his way towards the blue bin. That's a good position here for Box, but he might be very easily shut down here. A lot more players coming in here from Nemiga. Sanji has to be very careful here as he does peek on through. He secured the first one. A lot more players to find, but that's going to be good for Sanji. He does take down 2, and now Jay might just be a bit more careful here on his approach towards long. There has to be way more players there from Nemiga, and I think he realizes it. That's why he's playing it safe. Here, the player peeks now. Boom! That is just some horrendous timing for James. This means that Nemiga can now commit to the A bomb side, have a bomb plant, and Avangar, the retake is on. However, ooh, they still have to cross. That's the problem. They have to cross here. The bomb has been dropped, which is quite nice. Robo is looking someone in his sights, but that's going to be quick to take down Lollipop. Robo does take down Adren. There's still a lot more players to find here. Buster peeks on out. He's got the AG to work with. Finally gets it done. Not the most cleanest of sprays, but that's enough. Third round here for Avangar.
Busts a nut and saves the day. It's going to be Avangar tied back up 3-3, and what a close game that was, or at least what a close moment that was. As it turns everything on its head, it's going to be Buster that keeps it clean, keeps it simple. What a way to open it up, isn't it? And I have to say, this second map is looking a lot more refined from both sides, rather than anything else. Or at least from Nemiga's side, it's looking a little bit simpler. A slowdown, if you will, once more, though. The gun round of Nemiga is not exactly the best one. They've got an AK, an SG, an AWP, a pistol on MDS, and a MAC-10 on box. So not exactly a perfect position to be in. But they're lining up to take short control and overtake site from it, so I'm kind of liking the way they're going about business right now. They could get onto site without any losses. And they might even be awarded a round because of that. Close call, James. He's isolated along. This is a problem. Luckily, Sanju with the MP9 sprays one. Robo watches the corner, though. And it's still going to be a 4-on-4. James, he's in trouble. If he dies, this round is lost. And oh, bye-bye, James. Oh, the reaction. He turns around 180. He actually saves himself and potentially the round alongside it. Adrenaline CT, though. MDS. Oh, my, the reactions and the quality. A 2v2 once more. This time, not looking too sweet around the edges. Robo. What is going on right now? The flashes, it's like Rambo up in here. But it's going to be 4-3 still. Avangar salvaged the round in the end.
Well, another round here for Avangar, but it was looking quite scary for them. I mean, Nemiga were in a fine position in that 2 versus 2 to maybe come out on top here, but the retake from Avangar does succeed at the end of it all. And well, with the bomb plant coming in, it's still no full buy here from Nemiga. They can't really invest here. Some of the players sitting around the $2,000 mark. And I think, yeah, we actually do see a pause coming through. This is nice. I think it is going to be the Nemiga players calling out for timeout, as it does make a lot of sense to have a discussion on your upcoming approach. The one thing I don't understand, why did Box go for the purchase here? I mean, he buys up the AK-47, drops for his teammate. Lollipop can invest in the AK, but barely any utility. Jay Yeoman have to purchase the Scout. I don't know. I'm not a very big fan of how Nemiga are approaching this current round.
Well, if I may say, it's not a bad choice. They know the CTs are in a shitty economy. They know if they win this round, they're going to be breaking Avangar in half. And if they succeed in that, they've just given themselves not only a potential tie, but also a potential lead in their hands. And that's perfect. That's a perfect setup for the first half. Unfortunately, as you say, the problem is the fact that they have limited utility. They have no AWP. They're lacking a rifle on box. It's not exactly a picture-perfect position to be in. J.O. That was a close call. Mid-play. Or at least mid-peak. Not going to work out too well for one or the other. But once more, Nemiga. They're the ones that are on the aggressive side. MDS at 52 already. That's a bit weird to see. But in any case, let's see how Nemiga play this force buy off. They've got the 3 rifles. They can certainly make short work of 5 players of Avangar with them.
That's so sneaky from Robo in this position. I don't think he was able to spot out the player jumping there on the pallets, but if anything, Robo's position is key. That's going to allow for the Nemiga players to pop out from middle. They can very easily smoke down CT. That's not a big problem. The only problem is that Avangar have decided to put 2 players in the bomb site itself. And you obviously have Quicker here boosted up here. James spots out the first one, lands the kill. Good shot, retreats. Now Quicker in a fine position to rack up kills, but he only gets the singular one. And now as they do continue on pushing forward, Box has got the perfect timing. James goes with the op, and it's still a 2 versus 2. Good stuff for Nemiga. Bomb plant has to come in here. Lollipop, though, he's taking his sweet time, and both of the players coming in there from tunnels. This is odd stuff here from Avangar, as once they do come out of the tunnels, if the positioning from Jo is correct, oh no, as he throws down the smoke, that's when the players push on out. Lollipop in the 1 versus 2. He knows where the players are coming from, but it's not going to matter. Sanji gets the job done, and Avangar secure themselves yet another round, but that was, again, a very close affair here between the 2 teams. Way too close.
I would ask Avangar here why the hell they had 2 ops on B side. Like, what's the
Question.
Why the hell are you putting 2 ops on B, which is the hardest site to defend if you have an op and 2 ops in general, because a rifle obviously makes everything so much easier. And I understand having a single op there watching tunnels, but the second op being on site below window, I presume he was watching mid from it. They wanted to set up a bit of a crossfire or something of the like, but just it almost didn't work out. It almost gave a victory to Nemiga. Luckily, James this time pushing aggressively towards mid. Finds 1, finds 2. That's it. Maybe the 3rd. Yes, it is James. Lightning fast reflex. And it will be around to Avangar. And Nemiga's force buy doesn't play off the way they wanted to. As I said, you know, if they were to win that force buy last round, they probably would have been able to break Avangar completely in half. And that could have been the ultimate undoing for Avangar. Instead, it kind of backfires a little bit, and Nemiga, well, they'll have to pay the price, which is a 3-round difference between them and Avangar, and potentially even more coming up once the gun round starts to close Starts to see how it turns. J.O. looking for an exit frag here. Buster? What? Okay. Like, Buster, surely you've watched Tunnels, right? You know that he can't be on site at that point already. But yeah. 6-3, Nemiga, full buys here. And MDS? Ah, yeah, okay. I was like, for a second there, I was like, watching his inventory. I was like, please don't take the second op, because I've seen it before on Dust. It's certainly doable on Dust to play double op T side, but it doesn't make sense to me that Nemiga would try and play it.
Well, the push is here. Order 227 is in full effect. Nemiga not slowing down. It is going to be the commitment here. MDS finds two. Good shots coming in. And now Avangar, the long commitment is still ongoing. MDS pops another head. And Adren, good possession, but it's not meant to be. They eliminate 4 players here in long, and Avangar. The round is over at this point. If you're Buster, you want to try to save that AWP, I would presume, because even though Avangar did pick up a couple of those rounds in a row, the problem is the lack of money. So yes, if you're Buster, you want to keep that AWP into the next round so that your teammates, they may not necessarily go for the investment, but they will have a chance at actually dealing the damage. And, oh, well, who knows? Maybe even win a round on the back of the AWP, finding those massive kills.
Indeed. I mean, a chance, if nothing else, has been given now. And we'll see if they are able to use it. Buster. He's got the op to save. If I'm honest, Nemiga should be chasing him down fully. Trying to do everything in their hands to try and destroy his saving op. Or trying to take away his saving op. I think people disregard the fact that a single weapon saved is more than enough to potentially still win the round the next time. Or at least the round afterwards. But we'll find out how well James can use it. Once more, it is James, mini Kevlar. He's got himself a chance to do something. Oh, well, a chance to kill his teammate. Fair enough, there it is.
That's
what a
weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Unexpected, to say the least.
I wouldn't say unexpected. It's more unfortunate. Expected maybe when Keeker tries to push in front of the op. Well, you get what you want, but James. Oh, he spots him. Yeah, he certainly spotted him, and free kill for him.
This is so weird now from Nemiga. They had the advantage moving on here. They're up against the pistols basically, but now it's Buster who has retrieved the AK-47. An op still in the hands of Jay, but they know where the op is stationed at. They can avoid him entirely, but Adren does realize there's someone crossing through there, and meanwhile, actually get over the boost here. This may not be unexpected here for Lollipop. I think he might decide to check there. Flash being thrown out. Players there from Avangar pushing for the smoke. Risky stuff. Lollipop does take down Adren. And the thing is, though, he needs his teammates to pop one out here as quickly as possible because the smokes have faded. That's an opening there for Buster and James. Buster goes down. And even though James can still spot out the cross, it is wiser to go for maybe a run boost. Give the bomb there for that guy like Lollipop and just plant. Oh, they didn't really make the jump, nor did they actually drop the bomb. All 3 players in the middle. Oh, that at least we weren't able to see that from their perspectives because that would have been quite dissatisfying to say the least. But anyhow, bomb plant is here and the round fair for Nemiga.
James saving again. Is somebody keeping count in chat for how many times James has saved in this best of 3 series? I'm fairly certain it's been probably about 3 or 4 times on Vertigo and already twice here. If nothing else, the rest of Avangar is working through the I guess you could say the will of James as they want to save the op continuously. One thing I'm kind of surprised about is the fact that even with the saved AWP, Avangar still played so divisive. They let themselves be ripped apart left, right, and center. They don't really go together for the fight. They don't really help each other too much. They just kind of try and run in, do damage, and then that's kind of it. We could see Buster with a knife in hand running through short, a critical error that should never be happening in that kind of position. You know, A side has been lost, so you know if you know that, you should know that there's probably a chance somebody's on short already waiting for you. In any case, it is going to be the gun round coming up. Double up coming from Buster and James, and the rest with the M4s. And this is a pretty diminished buy from Avangar, but still a buy nonetheless. It's Nemiga though. 1 round away once more from tying it up. It looks like history will repeat itself just in a bit of a different order. As we're about to find out whether or not Nemiga are able to pick up the 6th and finally tie this score together.
That would be pretty good here for Nemiga. I like to say that on a map like Dust 2 still would acquire as many rounds as possible here on the T side, and that's a great way to start. You take down James here, and that's going to be the middle open for business. MDS is going to walk out through here quicker, does secure that kill. No follow-up just yet. Box was thinking about it, but now he's going to play it safe. Molotov being thrown out. That forces Quicker out of position. He has to commit to the fight, but he's going to back away even further. On the other part of the map, we do have Sanji winning the fight. Adren gets it down on Box. And the round is just falling apart here for Avangar. Things were looking so good, what, 30 seconds ago? And now the T's have just fallen apart. JO has got the op to work with, but it's going to be quite difficult to find some of these kills here. If he does, oh, yep, he gets spotted out there by Quicker. And JO's got to wonder, do I really want to attempt this one? Oh, there's really no option. You're going to be hunted down by Sanji nonetheless. And that's going to be the 7th round here for Avangar. Double op setup again coming into play. And Nemiga's purchase, yeah, it's going to be looking pretty decent. AK-47s have been deployed. Utilities also on their side, and Robo on the op. And from what I can tell, Robo has been able to win, I think, the majority of the duels against James. That is quite important for the Opper to find some of those opening kills. The problem is, though, even though the Opper gets the kills, Nemiga aren't able to follow up, and finally, James gets it done. He eliminates Box in middle, an opening here for Avangar.
And once more, it's Avangar that is able to pull themselves apart. Or pull Nemiga apart, excuse me. By the looks of it, JO's going to be hunting on B. Buster's waiting patiently. Question is, will he be expecting the push through the right side of smoke? JO's already done this once before. And this time, he reveals his position by shooting a little bit prematurely. Does a bit of damage, doesn't get the kill, unfortunately. So Buster, well, this time, he needs to be careful. Adren coming in to support with the M4. The nade lines up a little bit too soon. And a minute left. Nemiga, they'll be walking B. I love this decision. Nemiga, they want to go in quiet. They want to make sure they surprise Avangar as best as they can, as soon as they can. Or at least as, well, once they get the surprise through, they're able to shut it down completely. Buster, he misses his shot. That's it. That's the round gone. That should be B site lost. And yeah, it is. Almost 99% of the time. Goodbye, Lollip. Excuse me, Kikert. And Jamin and Sanji save it up. You should be saving, boys. Why? Why would you try? Okay, I guess maybe it can work out if Sanji can get one more kill, pull it back into a 1-on-2, but it was a 4-on-2 before he went for that kill, and now Sanji, oh, down to 15. For the love of God, guys, just get the hell out of there. Just save it. And, well, of course they don't, but I mean, as soon as you lose B site and there's 3 or 4 players on site, even if you get a kill, you should be saving. You should be getting the hell out of there as the CT. If they had kept the AWP, if they had kept the M4, we could be seeing another buy coming out of Avangar. Obviously, it would be very diminished, but it could be possible. Instead, it's an eco. 7-6 and Nemiga looking like they should be able to pull up a tie and potentially a victory for the first half.
That's the one thing Nemiga are hoping for. I want to try to get the majority of the rounds here on the T side. The best possible scoreline will be 8 rounds on the Terror side and 7 for Avangar. But the way things are going here, they're going to be, I think, pretty neck and neck on our very last gun round here. Reducing Molotov being thrown out. James is going to retreat. No need to be standing there in the flames and burning to a crisp. For now, it is Box getting the cleanup here. When the players are able to land their shots from Nemiga, it is beautiful. It is a sight to be behold. However, if they would be on a different day, or say even earlier in this matchup like we saw in the other ecos, when Nemiga were trying to go for those solo engagements, they were being shut down here with a pistol. So yes, now this eco is pretty clean, they get all the kills here, and they pull it on to 7 rounds for the T side. However, this is the big round. Avangar make the purchase here, they want to try to acquire a victory here. We'll see if that's going to happen here. Box, first man in, flash being deployed, he sees the player there, he's running and gunning with the AK-47, not the most optimal weapon for the job, but he's now hoping to find an entry frag if possible, but at the very least, he's keeping the players on their toes. 3 players here long, while it's lonesome James here on the side, he gets taken out of the picture, and the bomb site has fallen. And Nemiga can very easily plant the bomb right now, put themselves in some good post-plant positions, or actually even back away towards short, and this has to be the round here for Nemiga.
Yeah, it has to be. That's, you know, what we're thinking right now, but Sanji pulls up first, gets the entry. A 4-on-3 And he might be low, but there's still time. And there's still an option here. Avangar can still win this. In Gandalf, there's the one and only hiding Robo with an AWP. He's burning alive now. Second player out. It's Lollipop. Robo's not yet dead somehow, but he will be caught by Sanji in the end. It's going to be all on MDS. There's not enough time, though. Nobody defusing. There's no kit. There is no chance, and that is the round gone. As it will be 8-7 final score. Nemiga pulling themselves apart from Avangar, pulling themselves above and beyond from this round. And Avangar, a little bit too late to the party. And you know what? I would actually like to see how much money they had left in the bank right here. Oh boy. They had at least enough for one kit, that's for certain. Because Kikert, he had around... No, actually, he killed two. No, never mind though. They had not enough money for a kit. Never mind. Unfortunately, it's not meant to be. The first half, 8-7. And a successful ending for Nemiga, I guess you could say. Nothing else. Better than nothing. And certainly better than Vertigo.
Yeah, I definitely agree on that part. But for now, folks, we're going to be heading over to a quick pause, and we'll be right back.
Loot Bet. Made for live betting.
Welcome back, of course, our second half, second pistol, second map. First best of three, potentially our last best of three, or excuse me, potentially a last map of this best of three. Nemiga, moving on to the CT side. They certainly have a better chance of winning. And we'll see if they're able to use that in their favor. Avangar so far have won all pistol rounds in these series. I believe, no, actually no. They lost the T side pistol on Vertigo, didn't they? I know they won. I know they won the CT side on Dust, and I know they won the CT side on Vertigo. I'm fairly certain about that. But I'm not sure about the T side of Vertigo. In any case, it is going to be a bit of a slower paced round from Avangar. Looks like they want to push short, as far as I can tell. Not a bad choice. They have a smoke, they have a flashbang. Make it double. They can get onto site without being spotted early on. Box on ramp. No kills yet, no fire yet. Robo finds one. Box tag down to 9. It's Robo, though, that connects. And Nemiga. Oh my, oh my.
Oh my, indeed. Oh, Sanji gets all the kills here in long, and this has become a doable round for Avangar. There's one big problem. The bomb is dropped. MDS looking right towards bomb, hoping to see the player there, but he has to take the fight from two different angles, and yet Sanji, he's hoping to win the fight here against the player in middle. James is yet to pick up the bomb. Meanwhile, this is impressive from MDS. He's having the read right now. He is making his way towards short whilst Avangar, they have retrieved the bomb. MDS now, if he finds the kills quick enough, this could be enough. He gets the kill on Sanji. James, he does throw down the flash. No bomb plan just yet. It has been dropped. It must be retrieved. MDS has got himself an opportunity, and he gets it done. MDS picks up 2 and a round for Nemiga.
What a clutch moment coming out for Nemiga. That certainly saves it all. 9-7. And Avangar, they'll be mad about that. That certainly was very poorly performed out of Avangar. It was a 2-on-1 instead of hoping, or at least instead of sticking together, instead of helping each other. They kind of isolate the fight into a 1-on-1 series, and, well, MDS wins them both. It's going to be a match boss called out, presumably a tactical one for Avangar. Could be as well for Nemiga. A bit of a poor play through by Avangar, given how luckily they were saved, or how lucky they were saved by Sanji. But yeah, 9-7, Nemiga. For the first time in this series, they get themselves onto a meaningful result and a meaningful advantage that could still end up with them closing out this second map and potentially the third one as well. No matter how we spin it, though, Avangar not going to be falling that easily, at least not going to give themselves up that easily.
Yeah, it looks like it's not gonna happen, but Nemiga, they're making the investment. Obviously, they did win the very first pistol round here of the second half. And if anything, Avangar, they have upgraded in terms of pistols, but that's about it. It should be just a full eco here for Avangar, basically, and the next round, that's when we do see the purchase. For now, Avangar, looking to find some of these engagements here. Box might want to be a bit more careful there. He's only got the MP9 to work with. It's not known for its long-range prowess. If anything, Lollipop, he's hungry for the kills. You can't really blame him. Extra money with the MP9 is always nice, but he doesn't want to give away a kill that easily, and he's just going to peek one out. He's going to walk on out, and he's going to punish a Dren. Good kill coming in there from Nemiga, and the round is suddenly falling apart here unless the Glocks do something, but no, it's not going to happen. It's not meant to be. This has to be a round for Nemiga.
I mean, as expected, should be the round to Nemiga. Avangar, I'm more interested in seeing what they can prepare for us coming into the next. James, for some reason, James, why the hell are you... Man, now this is the epitome of what I hate when it comes to CS, when you play, face it, when you play any bug game, when somebody with a Glock is waiting patiently somewhere in a corner tucked away, trying to do something with it. Just go die. You don't even have a buy round. You have nothing. Just move on to the enemy, die, and, you know, get the gun round going. 7-10 Nemiga. Well, this is the first real challenging moment coming up. The op on James is going to be a glass cannon. It is going to be Nemiga that has 3 MP9s, though, and an AUG and a FAMAS. Not really much they can work on. We'll find out how far they can go with this kind of buy.
Yeah, Lollipop is going for the aggressive plays here. He wants to be very careful because that could be an early kill here for Sanji. Now that Lollipop has been softened up, he's going to have to be a bit more careful here in long, maybe even take an off-angle position, because he's going to hold an ordinary angle, he might get pre-fired and eliminated quickly. But for now, it looks like he's going to go take the pit position, not a bad spot. A headshot there from the AK-47, one way or the other is deadly, whether you have 20 points of health or 100 HP, so holding pit, not a bad choice. And as Nemiga are playing here with the MP9s, it's not too bad here for Nemiga. Even if they end up losing this round, the next round will be a purchase.
Yeah.
So if anything, Avangar, they're playing this one safe. They know that Nemiga, they're on the CT side, they're using their utility in order to keep the current map presence. And for now, 50 seconds are upon us. Nemiga have already wasted a decent amount of their utility. There's a flash again. It's a perfect flash. It blinds the players in Longhouse, but it is still going to be a kill here for James. With 40 seconds remaining, this seems to be an A-side commitment. You have players coming in from short, players coming in from long. The pincer movement is here. Robo shifting his way through the flames, and the round is not looking too good here for MDS. He's holding out here, looking to spot out somebody there from short. But basically, Avangar, they have bombs to control, they can punch in the numbers, and Nemiga might even consider going for the save at this point. Keep the current SMGs, or better yet, acquire exit frags and recover the AK-47s.
Yeah, definitely would be preferable to try and keep the Kevlars if nothing else, and exit frags are kind of the best case scenario here for Nemiga. Either way, they'll be rebuying the next. They have the money, they have the capabilities for it. Avangar, though, I think they're going to be smart enough to realize they don't want to push out of long too soon. And certainly do not wish to get themselves caught in this kind of weird position. MDS, wow, gets away with a free kill, and a Dren. There's the team kill. That's a lot of damage dealt, given it was 5 men still standing at one point in time for Avangar. So not a bad round for Nemiga, considering all options they were, at least all the positions they were in. But here comes the rebuy, here comes the chance now for Nemiga to perhaps change the tide of the current boat, or at least the current round, or the current mood of the boat. Avangar, the op on James always ever present. Dust 2, an excellent map for long-range engagements. Another default being played out, though. Avangar taking short control, taking upper brown holes control. Going about easy. And just getting themselves into a comfortable spot from which point they can decide whether or not they want to go A or B. Perhaps a split one or the other way.
That could actually be the name of the game right now for Avangar. They might want to split on one of these bomb sites. That could be the case. They are fighting for mid presence, which is understandable. But on a map like this too, mid is very important. You can actually acquire mid presence as a T quite early on here, but they have no idea about the weaponry at hand here. Good shot coming in from box. Early pickup for Nemiga. That's quite impressive. Jame is looking for an opening here towards middle, but it's not meant to be. It's on short. Adren takes down Robo. And all that fight from box, no avail. Adren picks up yet another headshot. And now Avangar, that's an A-bomb set open for business. And if anyone's going to rotate away, they'll be punished by Jame. Good setup here from Avangar. It basically came down to Adren hitting those 2 headshots. But once they do come through, Avangar, they have to secure this round. Buster's going to take the fight to MDS. And Lollipop might even consider saving that M4. Trying to attempt the 1 versus 4 retake, quite difficult, especially if you don't have the defuse kit. But if he saves the M4, that's a weapon into the next round.
I guess that works out perfectly. It not only breaks Nemiga, but Avangar, with this round 1, they should be easily taking themselves up to a tie. Lollipop, no save for him. This time the tax is not going to give him that saving grace. Can't run away from the crime scene. Eco round for Nemiga. Let's see what they choose to do here. Perhaps, you know, just stack up onto a site. Perhaps stack onto or push a position, mid, long, whatever they want to do. Do it together. You want to utilize the power of the combined USBSs to perhaps get a kill or 2. Certainly can work in certain positions. And we can see on long, it's going to be Kiekert engaging. Smart enough to fall back. Too many times we've seen terrorists being very aggressive through long. And against eco rounds especially, they tend to get caught in their own... I guess you could say in their own desires. Eventually, you do see eco rounds like this being won by the CTs if the Ts are a little bit too self-confident. Short push, Jame, excuse me, in trouble. Drops the AWP, second as well. There's that Dren to fall, and that's now a big gap and a big hole that Avangar have to fill. Nemiga, they've got a 2-man advantage. They've got an AK and an AWP as well. MDS reveals his position towards doors. Kiekert, oh, that was a good salvage. Unfortunately, Robo with the op shuts him down in suicide. It's going to be back to a 4-on-2. Now, this retake could be doable, or at least is doable for Nemiga. But they have no kit, so they're going to have to make a move on for it. A 2-2 coming in through doors, window, and tunnels. Sanji, under window. He's patiently waiting for the first fight. And he's going to lose it. JL wins the duel. Now on Buster, 1-on-3. He finds 1 only. Make a double, actually. But it's not enough. It's going to be Nemiga still saving the round in the end. 11-9. And it is Nemiga that keep it clean. An eco round victory, and that's what I'm talking about. If you utilize the USPSs together, if you try to work together in rounds like this, you can win them. And they certainly do. Avangar, too eager and too self-confident in certain ways, especially with Jane being alone on short and having no support, Adren being caught in lower. And Avangar, well, that's going to hurt a lot.
It definitely looked like Avangar had no idea about that push even being a possibility. I mean, they cut out 2 players with their pants down, 1 in short, 1 in lower tunnels. From that point onward, the round was just falling apart there from Avangar's side. And now that could be the round that could switch the favors back in favor for Nemiga. That has got to be a tilting round to lose to your Avangar. For now, an important round here for the Avangar T side. If they don't end up winning this round, the economy is going to be in the bin, and that's going to make matters even worse here for the terrorists. So they want to succeed here. For now, not the best start. Quickert loses quite a lot of HP here. I do believe it was on the hat because of the Robo's AWP shot. And Trent clearing out short. There's not a single player here from Nemiga. They're not really fighting for any map presence towards short. If anything, they have some good positionings here towards long. That's one of the players holding long house. That's got to be Lollipop. And you also have the players overlooking short from the A-bomb side. One avenue of attack that's definitely possible for Avangar is middle. It seems to me that there's only one player overlooking middle, and that is going to be the player from the B side. So there's a good possibility that Avangar, if they want to make a pincer movement on the B side, definitely possibility. But with 40 seconds remaining, it looks like they have their plan. It is going to be an A side hit, but before they can do so, the utility is being thrown out here by Nemiga.
Yeah, so far, They still have a single Molotov left on JO. Robo, they're going to be spotting from ramp. He finds the first. Buster falls. That's going to leave 3 more players to rush through short. And it's going to be Robo for the second. Peeks out just slightly. Gets the headshot on James. And it's again 5 on 3. In Goose, there's a player hiding patiently. Adren will snuff him out, though. And Sanji finds Robo as well. Once more, though. Oh, wait. Box in CT. Jump spots. Denies the plant. 5 seconds. Time is everything. And now Box has to die. And he will. Avangar. They saved the round. More specifically, Sanji saves the round. A hat trick. And 3 seconds until the very end of it. And they're able to salvage it. What a close game. What a close round. And Nemiga, that was 1 split second away from being won for them. If Box had survived just a tiny bit longer, they would have been able to pull that victory off. Unfortunately, it's not meant to be, and it's back to pistols and Kevlar. We do see a full investment, a glass cannon on JO, an M4 on MDS, excuse me, an AUG on MDS, and the rest with pistols. No kit, a single flash, that's it. Not exactly a good position to be in by Nemiga.
They were looking so good at one point, Nemiga. It's a shame they weren't able to close that one out, and now it's back to pistols for the majority of the players, but they do have JO on the op as well as MDS. So maybe these two individuals can step up massively and put themselves in a good position. That is one way to approach it. I mean, JO gets the kill on Buster. Meanwhile, it is going to be a refrag. Lollipop here in short. Got the right weapon to find the kills, though. Does he get the right timing, though? He knows there's players there. He's going on forward here. Finds the headshot, looks for more. Can't succeed. James takes down Robo as well. And now it's still, the op has been recovered. This is good. Box takes down Adren. It's a 2 versus 2, and Nemiga aren't out of this one just yet.
No, they're not. With the op, with the AUG, no kit, but they've at least got Kevlars. They can make this work. They can make this succeed. Unfortunately, the bomb has already crossed and it's going to make his way, or at least make its way to the plant. James, he should be looking to stay on site. Oh, I kind of like this cross. It's not a bad choice, but I'm afraid the flick of James might hit Sanji here, so this is a bit of a dangerous maneuver. But still, it's not a bad choice. And MDS is going to lose this duel against Sanji. Now it's all eyes on Box. He's got the op. No kit. Remember, time is everything. And at this point, Box, he should be running the hell away from here. Chances are, he's not going to get the second kill. Even if he had been able to get the James, if he had been able to clear sight. Sanji probably goes in close, tries to juke him, tries to evade him. And Nemiga still lose the round subsequently afterwards. And at least they save the AWP. The force buy doesn't work out. It has to be a full eco up next. And Avangar, this will be their 12th round coming up. What a shot, by the way. Yeah, look at this. JO shutting down Buster. James, though, the reaction was insane. And that was a bit of a saving grace. If Avangar wouldn't have shut down the first player, Box, then we could have been seeing a very different outcome in that one round. An eco round, though, as expected. As thought of. And look at this, all 4 players towards long. I love this push, and they might just get something done with it. Box, though, shuts down Adren on B. What a diverse player, running up and down, and, well, he succeeds in at least getting 1 man.
In this current situation, if you're a Box, you have to be a proactive player. You can't just be sitting around in the middle. You want to try to find the engagements for your teammates, and that is why a player like Box is now being very versatile, moving from the B side back here towards middle to find somebody's openings here. And ooh, this short commitment, though, the timing is everything. Buster takes down 1. He's being overwhelmed by the players. Meanwhile, Quicker did short, spraying madly with the AK-47. Will take down Lollipop in the process. It's just lonesome JO to contest with. So if anything, if you're Avangar, you know where JO is positioned at. You just go towards the B side. That's the obvious choice. No need to be giving away a rifle here. JO is going to try to recover one. Ooh, the USP wins the fight against the op. Good pick there for JO. Now the question remains, can he recover a rifle from this? Because Quickard, he knows what's going to happen here. JO's only with USP. He wants to have a rifle to work with.
Flick of the wrist, and, well, there it goes. JO, yeah, as you said, he should be looking for a salvage of the rifle. Perhaps a salvage of the AWP even, if at all possible. A 1-on-2 is not winnable, but if nothing else, a save is. Well, Kiekert, he reads that perfectly. Denies the save, or at least denies the rifle save, and, well, 12 and 11. Full buy coming out for Nemiga, but the problem here for the CT side is the fact that they will buy here, surely. No buys. Okay, fair enough. I actually like this. It's not a bad choice. Thing is, they will get themselves a few Kevlars, a few pistols, and such a little bit of utility. They know they can perhaps get a victory with a buy like this to war against Avangar, but what I have to respect the most for Nemiga is the fact that they choose to go for an eco once more, at least a bit of an eco again. With this, they'll be able to afford either a double up, they'll be able to really have all the utility, and it's not a bad choice, really, it's not. And even with a buy like this, they can still win the round. So Avangar, they're expecting a full buy round out of Nemiga, and they will be playing accordingly to it. JO, anti-flash setup, or at least turns around. Here comes the peek. A bit too late.
Won't get any kills as of yet. I like the approach here from Avangar. They're being very careful, very methodical. Now it looks like we will see a commitment here at the 59-second mark as our players here in tunnels. There is still one individual there towards middle who I think is just going to be looking for the flank, not necessarily pushing towards mid itself. With 40 seconds remaining, there have been those grenades from Nemiga, which I'm not really sure where they have them deployed. But for now, B-side hit. MBS, good angle from him, but he's only good for the one. And that's still going to allow Avangar to pursue the B-side commitment. They're going to be able to plant the bomb here. There's no question about it. The question is, however, whether Nemiga can pick up any rifles from this. That would be great here for the Nemiga CT side moving forward. But I don't think Avangar will allow them to recover anything. And Nemiga, they're trekking their way towards long. Probably going to consider saving the armor here, which is also not a bad idea.
They can't retrieve the rifle. There's no chance for that. It's dropped in upper B in upper B halls, so you know there's that. But a bigger issue for me is they had a forced buy. They almost won on this buy here. Obviously, it never had a good chance of winning. But in my mind, again, we should have been seeing a stack out of Nemiga, which is. Okay, yeah. Your stream lagged as well for a second there, right? Or at least the game picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I was a bit concerned for a second, perhaps my internet dying, but yeah. So the point is, if they had stacked up their pistols on B, perhaps we could have seen a different outcome. And this is what I've been saying continuously for the entirety of this best of 3. Once you're in an eco, why don't you try and stack up? You clearly know that it's not going to work out when you spread around like that, when you have basically 2 players on B, 1 on mid, 2 players on A, or however else you want to spin it. So hopefully, or at least, you know, we didn't see the stack, but maybe we'll see it in the future. In any case, oh, Lollipop pushing long, but Sanji reads it, hears it, and punishes it. 13-11 and Nemiga, they push long, or at least Sanji pushes long, and potentially endangers the entirety of the round for Nemiga. Now Robo has to win this duel on mid. Jame, or at least if Robo peaks, he needs to win it. Simple as that. Jame will not go for the aggression there. He's just watching the cross. He wants to make sure that whoever tries to rotate over to A will be caught in that position. The Molotov is good though. Will put an end to the push for Avangar for at least the next 5 seconds. Box, no strange. Oh, Box! Oh, what a smart play though.
How did the stray bullet land there in his head? I've got no clue about it. But Avangar, they're going to have to commit here. Oh, J.O. goes down to the hands of Quickert. It looked like he was holding such a solid position, but the A-side defensive has crumbled entirely, and the bomb carrier James out here in short. He's looking for the aggressive play here, but I'm not sure this is the right call here. If you're James, you want to get out of here. You want to plant there on the bomb. But if James is going to go down here, oh no, what's going on here? James goes down, bomb being dropped, and Bonker trying to get the kill here, and Quicker only 22 points of health. The round is falling apart here for Avangar. Maybe James didn't know he had the bomb on his shoulders. I don't know. That is just so questionable.
Nah, that's not questionable. That's bad. That's bad. That's not questionable.
It was kind of bad. All right. Avangar's game.
No. We can't say kinda. That's super bad. That's super shit. Like, come on, it's a 3-on-3, or excuse me, it's a 3-on-2, and surely you know you have to plant. You've got, what, 25 seconds? There's the bomb on the upper. What are you doing, right? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I'd love to listen to the comms there of Avangar, like, what were they trying to communicate in that position?
Yeah, me too. And, well, I mean, they just lost the round because of that. That's simply put... horrible. Luckily, Jay, again, solo through short, this time successful in picking up a kill. J-Ho trades out the HP, though, down to 23. James as well to 18. Overall, it's looking like things are looking a little bit simpler, a little bit better for Avangar. I love the fact Nemiga is playing with 2 players directly on B, though. They have a man posted to watch mid, a man posted to watch tunnels. It's as it should be, all things balanced. And a minute 15 on the clock. Avangar, they'll be taking their time in, well, deciding where they want to end up at.
It's going to take one snap of the fingers here for Avangar to secure this one. They're very close on it as well. I mean, they did take down the aggressive play there from Box. Nemiga seem to only have one of their individuals. Actually, no, both their individuals towards long. They're looking towards the same angle. No one's really aware of a short push even being a possibility, which is so weird right now. They've left this avenue of attack completely open. And once the smoke grenades do rain in, that's when we will see a rotation there from Robo. But I think it's going to be too late as well. Now they're throwing down the utility. Now Avangar have begun to walk on out. Robo has rotated, but he needs to find the kills here as soon as possible. If he won't find a single one of these kills, it could be it here for Nemiga. MDS does pick up one on Jane, but now they're just going to crab walk their way onto the bomb side, plant the bomb here, and this 4-on-4 here for Avangar is looking quite good, especially with the players still in long house. MDS towards short. Doesn't see a single player as of yet. Cricker's gonna pop out. He's gonna be punished. That's gonna allow the remaining players from Nemiga to continue on with the push from long. A trend does not get the kill here.
What is Buster
here
doing?
coming in from C3. I'm not sure if that's the correct play. Sanji goes down, and now Buster, he needs to get his way.
What is he doing?
Why is as quickly as possible? It's over here for
no
Buster.
chance.
It's over here for
what the
Avangar.
What? Why are you going mid, Buster? Stay on short. You have a short planned. You committed to the short after plan. Just help your teammate instead of running around the map doing something, doing nothing, basically. That was the worst after plant I've seen in a long time. I'll have to admit, that was a very, very bad after plant. And Avangar, if they continue to play like this, Nemiga will be taking this map. End of story. This is starting to completely fall apart for Avangar. They're just... What? Keycurt?
Jump shot for the AK-47.
That was a smoke kill. Oh my god, they do burn Adren alive, but what is this game? I'm kind of just trying to wrap myself around the game, even.
Well, now, I think we have slowed down quite a bit here. The Avangar players are sticking this one together, and this is also a pretty nice idea. But if this is going to be a B-side commitment here, the one thing they need to do here as quickly as possible is to eliminate the player on plateau as quickly as they can. Because if they will take their sweet time at actually entering the bomb site, the rotations are going to be swift. Now, it also depends on what time does Avangar want to commit to the bomb site play. Is it going to be very soon, or are they just going to wait it out? Going to hope for the smoke grenades to be deployed towards the B side, and then they can make the play. For now, Quickert, here in middle, smoke grenade blocks off his vision. He can't really peek on out. If he does walk out through the smoke, that is a risky play here, and now we will see the battle of the ops. Who's going to see who first? No one, apparently. Player does back away. Robo plays it safe. Yeah, 35 seconds remaining. Someone's going to have to make the play here, and Avangar, is this going to be the A-side hit right now?
They have to go now. Avangar, stop waiting. Go, go, Avangar, stop waiting. Waiting too long. You should have moved already 5 to 10 seconds ago. Luckily, they still have no rotation to deal with, but Nemiga, now they should know. They should know this is a full-on A take. End of story. Box and pit. And 3 players coming in through CT. Perhaps we could see a player coming through short as well. In any case, it's going to be Sanji, Buster, and Keycurt. They've got low HP on all... Oh, well, 2 players. Buster, the only guy that can really effectively duel against anybody. And let's see if a tower is set up on short. This certainly could work out perfectly for them. 2 players coming through. And the close call. And the close connection. Let's see how it works out. Buster refrag. Still a 1-on-1 on short Robo. If he loses that duel, there's a chance we wouldn't be seeing this retakes go successfully for Nemiga. It's an important round, though. Keep in mind, Keycurt finds one. The time is ticking. And now Keycurt, a 1-on-1 in Robo. He has no more time. There is no kit. He cannot go for it, and then it's going to be Avangar 14-13 as they're able to salvage it last second, last moment. And that is going to be one hell of a save from Keycurt. My god, what a round to win on. Avangar looking so shaky, yet still being able to close out round, just baffles the mind for me. Tactical pause from Nemiga, and I have no doubt that they're gonna have a lot of discussion about what the hell just happened, how the hell they can lose against Avangar yet still be continuously at an advantage. And well, the biggest issue of all right now is the fact they only have a single AWP. And we can see that they're lacking, well, the money in a big manner. This is a painful reality that Nemiga has to accept. It's gonna have to be an eco round, and then obviously playing it with a 2-round difference, a series point difference, into overtime, or they force up here, lose it all, and then they can say goodbye to any chance they might have had of winning this series.
And it is just a heartbreaking loss as well. I mean, 1 versus 3, when you have a player coming out from short. At one point, Quickers is out there in the middle of the bomb site itself. If the player from short would have been just a bit quicker, he finds the kill, and that's suddenly the round there for Nemiga. Now, things are in dire straits. There's Jane picking out here for lower tunnels. There is a player there in the form of Robo. Will we see the op-on-op battle here? Maybe not yet, as the players don't see each other. On the other side of the map, Jo is out here rocking the P250, but he won't see the player in his position just yet. It is going to be a long control here from the Nemiga players, as they do have a long house, but Robo, it's a good thing that there's players close by him. If he ends up dying in this situation, he can still have one of his teammates to pick up the op and try to give it his best shot at finding those kills. For now, Lollipop, good damage with the nade. No kill just yet, and Avangar, it looks like they want to fight for that mid presence here.
Yeah, they certainly look like it, but they should be aware what they're up against. They should be aware it's Pistols and Kevlar. The op saved up on Robo. If they find out where it is, they should go the exact opposite of that AWP. One thing to mention is Avangar have had issues in the past against ecos. They had issues trying to deal with ecos. The biggest issue of all is the fact that they like to go in solo at times. They like to engage solo. Specifically, James likes to kind of be a bit of a hero of his own. And well, Keycrit finds one. He drops the Mech 10 against Lollipop's Deagle, but it is B-side that's been lost, so Avangar should be able to keep it clean, keep it simple, and pull themselves up to 15. Nonetheless, Avangar, it is not yet done. It is not yet over. Nemiga, they'll have the buy coming up next, and that's the one round that, or at least that's the one thing that they have going for themselves. Lollipop, almost taking the head off at Dren as well. Nemiga should be running in to try and do damage. As the more damage they do, the better it is for them, because with that, they diminish the chance of utility for Avangar. They diminish their chances of fighting in case Nemiga win the 14th for themselves. And just generally speaking, any damage that they are able to do to Avangar right here, right now, will just immensely improve Nemiga's chances of winning the entire series. Or at least going into overtime. So here we go. My friend Danny, it is series point, it is elimination point, and Nemiga, they stand 2 rounds away from going into overtime. There will be no second chances, there will be no second tries. 5 kills is what Avangar need, and they got themselves the victory in the lower bracket of the UCC Summer Smash. We're about to find out how it plays off as we are launching into our 29th round.
Yeah, who's gonna come out on top in this situation? Jumping from both players from both sides here of Longhouse. There's Sanji on one part of Long, and you have Lollipop on the other side. Of course, not an exchange in damage, however, which is quite good for both these teams. Jay, again here in middle, he has been the thorn in the side of Nemiga, and they can't really contest James in this current position. Robo wants to play this one safe, and I completely understand it. He is, of course, the player holding towards short with the op. Pretty good position here to try and find a kill, and also a good situation for him to back up as well. He's hoping to see the player in his vicinity. If he does pick up the kill, he can then instantly back away, but it's gonna be James to secure the kill. If anything, I wouldn't be surprised if Avangar would continue on with the push here. That makes a lot of sense here, but they want to play this one safe as well. Time is on their side, and this could be, in fact, an elaborate fake. Box sees the player in the smoke. Can he find the kill here on Quickert? He knows there's a player there. This is looking very awkward right now for Nemiga. They know there are players in short, but he can't be sure for certain if this is the commitment. Quickert shifting his way. Surely this is going to be the A-side hit from Avangar. Box needs the information. Box could also needs his own teammates. And with 25 seconds remaining, don't
Box
check
is so
him
smart
just
here.
yet.
Box is playing the smartest game ever right now. This is what you want to do in a position like this. James gets down MDS though, but he's at least able to snipe one. Back to a 2-on-4, but James again. James, hat trick. Now Box. They know where he was, and unfortunately, they'll be able to clean it off. 16-13 final score. Goodbye, Nemiga. Eliminated from the UCC Summer Smash. Avangar, they fight to live another day. They fight to, well, they survive to fight another day, as they'll be facing off either Ago or VP. Whoever will win that best of 3 coming tomorrow. But one hell of a series and one hell of an ending, gentlemen. It has been an absolute pleasure casting this one for you. And of course, before we tune out, before we say our goodbyes, I would like to go with a big shout out to the main sponsor of the tournament, Loot.bet. Of course, we're providing the means for this tournament to happen. As well as, well, if you enjoyed the casting, if you enjoyed the games, make sure to follow us on Twitter. My good co-caster and friend, Sir Danny, with a double Y on Twitter, or myself at Overseard. In any case, Danny, one hell of a best of 3 we just had. And I have to admit, it looked a lot shakier than I believed it to be initially, or at least than I believed it to go initially, with Avangar certainly looking like the better team, but then Nemiga just faltering behind left and right in map 1. But map 2, at least better than Vertigo, if nothing else.
There were definitely positions in which a team like Nemiga could have come out on top. They were really good positions, even in Vertigo when they had the lead. It looked like they were going to come out on top in the first map. They didn't succeed there. On the second map, they were also very close to actually maybe even securing the map, but it also didn't work out here for the Belarusians. Better luck next time as they do end their journey here, but it was a valiant effort at the very least. Avangar looking very solid here with the Adren pickup. Let's hope they're just going to be able to improve from here on out.
Indeed, that is true. And of course, one thing I should also mention is that we actually have the last 4th invited team to the tournament, and it is going to be no chance. We were waiting even up until yesterday. We still didn't know who will be the last team to be invited into the series, into the tournament itself. Indeed, it will be no chance, facing off Norderwind in the upper quarterfinals bracket, which has yet to be played. Of course, Chaos already waiting for the winner of that best of 3, but we'll announce, or I guess the announcement of when the match will be coming, etc., will be coming within the next few days or such, once they get the timings and once they get the schedules in, etc., etc. In any case, gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had a good time. And until tomorrow, I bid you all farewell. I bid you all a good day. And we'll see you guys on the next broadcast. Bye-bye.
Lootbet, made for live betting.
Echoes in my soul. Oh, it echoes in my soul. My weakness comes and goes.